What did I just read?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to What Did I Just Read? I'm LA.
And I'm Holly.
And today we read, or this week, no, we read it right now.
There's no way I read this book in a day.
We read The Boyfriend Subscription by Steven Salvatore, which is his debut novel, I believe.
Yes.
Very cute author. And this, my friends, is our first male romance.
It is.
Probably
Sorry.
not the best selection for that.
It is not. It was not one of my favorite reads.
Can I be honest too? Not one of my favorites either. I love so you love your saphies, your little sapphic romances
I do.
with women.
I just like having a vag in there, I like living through like a woman's point of view.
Yeah. I
And
like the
so I
peens.
And so I think that's why it's harder for me to relate to a male romance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's in my head.
Yeah. I love how you try to relate. I mean, some of the books we read, Holly, are just a very interesting.
As I'm like grabbing my own throat. Oh my God. Take a breath, Holly, and take a step back from the mic. I'm sorry. I'm also like kind of distracted because I'm trying to pull up my notes on this book, and for some reason, they're not coming up, and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Uh-oh.
I know. Because, girl, I made some notes.
Well, so while you look up your notes, I'll tell you. So this was my recommendation. Because it's getting a lot of publicity, at least in the LGBTQIA plus community, which because how they're marketing this is a pretty woman rom-com, kind of
Excuse
in
me while I
reverse.
like raise my eyebrow at that. Because is it?
Yeah, sort of.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know either.
like adjacent. I don't know.
Yeah, very, very adjacent. I mean, there's maybe like a sprinkling, but not, I don't know. There's sex work in here, which I think is actually done really well. I like the message
Yeah.
in relation to sex work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really great.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love especially all of the especially when they're talking about using prep and about all that other stuff. I really appreciate it as well. I don't think we usually or at least the male romances I've read, they don't talk about that stuff, which I like because it's kind of like other romances. What are dark romances that they just don't use condoms, and then other romances they do, right? I thought they did a
Mm-hmm.
great job and the messaging was really good. And then I was talking a little bit about what they also did, which I thought was good, at least I haven't read before, is
Quick question. What
yes.
I did not research and I should have because I don't what is prep?
Oh, you don't know what prep is?
No.
Yeah, so there's a pill now that you can take. Well, actually, and my knowledge isn't super extensive on this, but it's like a preventative for HIV. So
Ooh.
you could,
Mm.
yeah. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
everybody should be on it. So I don't think it totally protects you from contracting HIV if you're doing unprotected sex with a
But it's
partner that has it.
a potential preventative. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I am not in the loop in anything anymore because I've been with my husband for so long and I don't do any research. And I'm just in my own little bubble here in Romania. So there's that. Here, let's do
Let's see.
this. So, for all of our listeners who do not know what PrEP is, what is PrEP?
So PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis or PrEP, and it's a medication taken to prevent getting HIV. It's highly effective for preventing HIV when taken as prescribed. It reduces the risk of getting HIV from sex by about 99%, and it reduces the risk of getting HIV from injection drug use by at least 74%.
Wow.
Yeah. Even though it's 99%, obviously it's not a 100% like preventative, but
Right.
so you should always have safe sex. But yeah, if you're having unprotected sex, I definitely think that you should be on PrEP. So
Yep.
there you
There it is.
go.
The more you know.
I'm shutting up now. Anyways, who,
Should we start with overall thoughts? Ratings?
yeah, let's do that. You go
Okay.
first.
My overall thought of this book was that the first three quarters was so boring. LA, I was so bored. This book is so short, but it took me ages to read. It's like not even 300 pages, this book.
Yeah.
But the first half, I was just so bored. I wasn't drawn in by the romance at all. It was very instant attraction, instant love.
Mhm.
Literally, LA, it's been like a week and they've already fallen in love. Barf.
Yep.
And it's not even because the sex is good, but it's not even because the sex is so good. It's like other weird things. The way that they just know each other and they see each other is too much, and I was not there for it. I was so bored
Yeah.
by it. And honestly, I did not like either one of the characters for three-quarters of the book. Teddy I thought was boring, sweet, but boring and sad. And Cole Vivian, or whatever his French name is, was just like cold and not a whole lot of personality there
Yeah.
until we get to the last quarter of the book where we get some action. Finally, something is happening. And I was like, okay, well, this is now fun to read these last 50 pages. Thank you. That was my general impression of this book.
Yeah. I think it's a good impression. But what did you end up on your star rating for it
Mm.
out
Mm-hmm.
of 5?
Uh-huh.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Shoot.
I think you're gonna give it a 2
Mm-hmm.
or a 1. But if you give it a 1, I'll be shocked. But I think you'll give it a 2.
Oh, yeah, it's a 2.
Oh
It's a 2. It's a
my
2.
God. I thought you were
So,
gonna say
if
1.
it hadn't so if I had DNF'd this book, like, if I had stopped 3 quarters through, 1, hands down.
Hmm.
I just,
Hmm.
like, was so bored, hated reading this book. It took me ages. I complained constantly to my husband about it, and then the last, like, action started happening, and "Oh, okay, now it's cute. Now it's a 2," you know?
Hmm. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
No, because of course you did.
It was such a fluffy, like to me, romance. I thought it was really fun. I thought there was like drama in it that was just crazy. I think it's totally unrealistic. I think it was absolutely insanity. I actually didn't
Mhm.
really like how everything played out at the wedding at the end. I just thought that was just like a little bit too cray cray.
But it was
But
actual stuff happening. Literally, like, nothing happens in this book.
oh, I love it. I love when he like goes to the store and sees his ex and the Cole's there. Like I loved that crap. I loved
Ugh.
that little pretty woman moment. I guess that's the
Yeah.
moment. I love that Teddy is like this soft plant daddy. I just thought that he was just so funny and cute. I loved the titles of the chapters. I thought that they were funny. I love titles and chapters. I thought it was great that we had both perspectives. I thought it was a little choppy, like it going in between Teddy and Cole's perspective,
Mhm.
but I like how you got both of them.
Yeah.
I thought what killed it for me was the Cole's ex-boyfriend, which I think we'll get into. That was and his business partner. That was
Yeah.
all just yucks and yikes. So all of that stuff was icky
And
and
see,
gross, but
that also gave
yeah.
me the yucks on the whole sexual work positivity vibe-ness of it because it made it look dirty. Does that make
Oh.
sense?
Yep. Well, sort of. Yeah, I want to know more when we get there.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it just like what we talked about with Done and Dusted, you know how it was just kind
Mhm.
of like a wave toppy like read, just like whatever. I'm not going to remember their names in the future.
No,
I'm not
I'm
going to.
quite frankly surprised I do now.
Yeah, but it's
I
a
sound
book
like
that we
such
could.
a bitch.
No, don't. It's just it doesn't mean that you don't like male romances. That's not the
No,
message
and that is
here.
not the message here at all. I just didn't vibe with these characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Which means one day I will get my redemption and we will get you a male that you like. But
I
it's
mean,
unfortunately it's just not this one.
no, no. I've read like thruples that I have enjoyed
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where like
Sea of
the
Ruin.
men
Oh,
yeah, oh,
have you
that's
read?
so good. Yes. And also I really like I don't think you really liked it, but the Katie Roberts Wicked, oh, what's the title? Is it Wicked Beauty? No. That can't be right.
Are you talking about
No.
the Achilles and Helen and
Yeah.
Patroclus?
Yes, that one.
I think it is Wicked Beauty. Yeah, you're
Okay,
right.
I think see, I really like Wicked Beauty, and it started with Achilles and Patroclus,
Hmm.
right? As a couple, and then Helen adds on later on. Like that,
I didn't like that though.
see, I liked them as a couple. I was totally in it. I was vibing with it. The sex scenes, mwah, top notch. Did not vibe with these two.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm, just the relationship just didn't ring true to me. It was too fast, too quick, too many feels.
Too many people. Yeah, it did get. I think 100% you're right. It got too deep too fast. It felt they need more time. I
Yeah,
think, but that wouldn't have worked with the circumstance and the premise. And I think if you were to tweak that as to make this book better, like how would you elongate that relationship?
I think that to elongate it, they would need the practice states. Like, we're getting to know you, and here where I'm taking you to this like little event to show you off and introduce you as my boyfriend, the pretend boyfriend starter kit.
The business meeting with the fashion designer with that one,
Yeah,
that wasn't like a
no, because
different.
that to me is jumping in head first.
Ah,
That
okay.
was an important meeting for him
Okay. Yeah, it was.
because that was him totally changing everything with his company and going in the direction that he wanted to go. That was the most important meeting for his company. And he just dives right in with Teddy there. I
Mhm.
think it should have been an event that he brought Teddy into.
Oh, instead of a formal like dinner?
It could have been a formal dinner, anything. Hey, I'm going to this gala. Let me introduce you to my friends, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not
Hmm.
come to to the most important meeting of my career where it will literally make or break me.
Yeah, truth. I can see that. Yeah. I just liked the whole conversation when we get there,
Yeah.
what transpired. So, do you
Wait,
want to
what
dive
are
into it?
I want to know,
Oh,
you have
oh,
not told me your star ratings yet.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. So, or three, like a three,
Okay.
3.5, 3. I liked it.
I
I
thought
thought it
that's
was
where you'd
good.
land. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, again, not going to remember. I enjoyed it. I'm so glad that I read it. I'm so glad that I didn't have your experience where I struggled through it, that
Hmm.
I sat down, I read it in 2 days, and it was, yeah,
Wow.
it was just, I wanted to see what happened next. I thought it was fun. I think it was a right time, right place type of book as well. Like I had just
Right.
gotten off of, I was just getting back out of my reading slump and I had done and dusted and I felt very motivated to keep going. And
Oh, and see, I was really afraid that this book was going to put me back in a book slump.
you're welcome. So
Hmm.
did it put you back?
No, I forced it not to because you gave, well, actually, you helped me not to because my Pain or Pleasure Wheel book got me right back out of it, which I can't wait
That's
to talk about. Oh my
right,
God.
Natalie.
I
Oh, I just want to talk about that now. Okay, wait, hold
know.
on.
Okay.
Let's talk about this book so
Yes.
that people that listen can choose to pick it up or not. Probably not after our recommendation.
So sorry.
Okay, so
Okay.
what happens?
So we start the book with Teddy wrapping up his plant daddy nursery. He is shutting it down.
Yeah, so sad.
It is really sad. So he
So
has
he's
just
from, yeah, he's from New Orleans, right? Did you have an
Nolans.
accent playing in your head?
No.
Oh, I did. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I guess.
Well, because I had an accent for Cole the entire time. We'll get there.
See, I didn't
Okay.
even for Cole, and I know he had a French accent, but to me, I was just like, oh,
Uh-huh.
he sounds it's already too. He
Mm-mm.
already sounds too pompous. To add a French accent on top of it, could not.
So he gets compared to Cole, we're talking about Cole here.
Hmm.
He gets compared to that Scottish actor that was in Game of Thrones. You know him. Okay, hold on. Let me get his name so you can Google. Richard Madden.
Okay,
That
yeah, I can see that, but he's gruffier than what Cole. I imagine Cole is like a pretty boy.
I think he can be a pretty boy. He plays freaking Prince Charming and Cinderella. God, I just keep looking at him.
Ooh,
He's so
oh
pretty.
God, look
So
at that streak of gray in his hair, LA.
stop it. I know. I know. I know. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely I love it.
Mm, hmm.
Let's just take a moment for Richard Madden. Okay. So
Okay.
anyways, I so Teddy to me was this southern redhead, like cutie kind of doe-eyed man. And
Yes.
then Cole was basically Richard Madden. I
Yes.
know he was French in the book, Cole, but I thought
Yeah.
he was Scottish. So the entire time that they're talking, I'm like just having these accents going on, and I was vibing with it. So, anyways, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. See, if I were picturing Richard Madden with a French
Hmm.
accent, maybe it
Hmm.
would have vibed more. But
Right.
to
And a
me,
towel.
when stop it, LA, I'm not going to finish this recording. But for me, while I was reading, Cole was way prettier.
Okay. Hmm.
Does that make
I
sense?
think that's Teddy's self-consciousness coming out because you get a lot of Cole's description through Teddy's perspective,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Teddy's insecure. So
Yeah.
they're still men. This is a men book, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the
There's so
hair on
many
the chest.
eyebrow waggles.
I love it. Okay, anyways, sorry.
Uh,
So we're going back to what you were talking about, Holly.
right.
He's closing his store down. Why?
Yeah. He has just ended his divorce, and his ex-husband, Murray, his dad, has decided to sue him and take away his nursery and his, what would you say, his career, his just everything,
It's
because
awful.
it's so awful, so vindictive for no reason than to be
Mhm.
vindictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Teddy. And so he's cleaning up shop, and Murray's dad, lawyer, is knocking on the door to kick him out. And it's
Yep.
just such a sad scene. And this is how you start the book.
Yeah.
Not an upper, quite a downer.
No, I think you get a little bit of sympathy for Teddy. Like he up and moved from New Orleans to New York because they're in New York. He gets sued because he uses some of his marital funds to fund, I think, the shop, which was which was
No,
or named it. Oh,
my impression was that the shop was his, and also Murray helped him with it too. But then Murray buried some of his dad's money in the
yeah.
accounts.
Yeah.
And his dad found out about it and used it to sue Teddy.
Because it was technically Murray's money. It
Yeah.
wasn't like the shop's money. It was their personal money.
Yeah.
Not very clear, actually. So, But anyways, it was just seedy and awful. He's a published author. He has 2 books, Teddy does. He's
He had a
now
whole
living.
Instagram following, like millions of followers as Plant Daddy. He's a
Yeah.
horticulturist.
Hmm.
LA,
That one.
please
Yeah,
help me
I
say
know.
this word. Hort,
He's a
hort,
botanist, isn't
no,
he?
I'm gonna get through it.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Hortic, mm,
Mhm.
horticulturist. No, horticulturist. Oh, was that it?
Is that a word?
Horticulturist? Hold, hor,
Because you can study horticulture, which is the study of plant design.
we're looking up a whole bunch of shit during this
Let's look
podcast.
at some plants. Let's look at some plants.
No, different whore. Whore, duh.
You know what? You are
Culture.
100% right. It's an expert in gardening, cultivation, and management.
You know what? I was doing horde culturist, but
Oh
it's
no, hort.
horticulture. Nope. Let
Mm.
me start again. Horticulturist. Wow. And I'm
10 points.
literally never saying that word again. Horticulturist. I did
Did you? You did it.
it. So he's that.
Hmm.
He went
Yeah.
to school for that.
Yeah. And he wears this little beanie and
And he wears
I can see him.
plaid and
Yeah.
Converse shoes. He's cutie. He's a cutie.
Yeah. He's every Austinite downtown that I've ever met in my
I
entire
I
life.
know Teddy. I know Teddy.
Yes. We
Friends with
have a
Teddy.
bunch of Teddy friends. Relatable. Love him. He gets booted out of his house after the divorce. He starts living with his best friend.
Kit.
Let me talk on that for a second.
Uh-huh.
We just went through a book where Done and Dusted,
Uh-huh.
where the best friend was fabulous,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
They're just fantastic. You did Part of Your World where she ended up, the best friend gets like a companion book, and yours truly.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If they are the comic relief, they are the person that centers you. Love best friends in books. This best friend in this book, I can't even remember her gosh darn name. And I'm not vibing. She was great. And I get what the author was trying to do. Didn't really vibe with her.
See, Kit felt real to me. I liked Kit. Kit was dropping some truth throughout the book. Like, what the fuck
True.
you doing, Teddy? And that's why you didn't
Her,
like her.
her showing up at the wedding at the end of the
Oh,
book,
too much, too
come
much. Like, why, Kit? Back down, back off. Not your
awful.
party, Kit.
No, I liked her at the beginning though. The beginning was really true. Like
Yeah. But that was
she
a
was
part
this,
of the end spiraling, right?
yeah, yes, yes, yeah.
But like
The
I
chaos.
think up until the end, Kit, true blue friend, trying to like spell out what she saw happening to Teddy.
Truth. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. But whatever. So Teddy's running out. He has no money now. Running out of
Yeah.
money. He's going to move back home to New Orleans. He only has another week or two in New York.
And him and Kit have been
So,
friends forever. Since like middle school, elementary school, whatever. In New Orleans. So anyways, he's closed down shop. No longer has Plant Daddy nursery shop storefront. And they go to a bar where she is constantly flirting with the bartender to get free drinks. She is a lesbian, by the way. I loved that so much.
she's funny. It's a very like straight bar, I guess like a man's man bar or something. It's not a typical bar, I guess like somebody like Cole would go to, I guess.
It just sounds like a regular bar to me. It's just not a
Like a pub to me. Like they were like had rowdy guys cheering, sports, like meh.
I don't know. I guess I've been to like so many of these bars. It just sounds like a bar, like a sports bar.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like super nice.
No, it's like, yeah, like you said, it's like a pub. It's like your neighborhood bar. It's not like nice. You go there to get a drink with your friend or your neighbor.
And who walks
It,
in?
it's cool.
So what's happening with Cole this night? What's his whole story? Who's Cole? What does he do? What happened that night and why is he end up at the bar?
Cool. Vivian owns his own company called
Hmm.
Verse,
I hated the spelling. I don't know.
but it made sense to me. I mean, as someone who lived in Palo Alto and Silicon Valley, I was just like, yeah, I get it. Seen it. Seen so many stupid meditation apps where people thought they were going to change the world with their 5-minute breathing exercises. Sorry, no, there's a
Jesus.
million other apps like that. Yeah, so I get it. I get what he was doing. It's like, but it's like Pornhub. I didn't really understand how what his website did that was different.
Yeah, because I think that they were trying to culminate a bunch of other apps together under one.
Yeah.
Like,
So like they're making porn, they have escorts.
yep.
They have it's is it a dating app also or no? That's what the other guy was trying to do. Is that I was a little confused on versatile versatile versatile.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's kind of like OnlyFans where you can post content and you have certain they're not called what are they called? Not entertainers. What did he made it a point to call them something. I don't know. It felt like a community of content. So they could post a video and then they would have comments under it. You can subscribe to them, you can follow them. So it's like a social type thing as well as an escorting service. So
Okay, sure.
sure.
Anyways, so he is being interviewed by Times Magazine And is it Times? I don't know.
Sure.
He's being interviewed for Times, and he is being interviewed along with his top performer Nico, and he's being hit with some like hard questions, very uncomfortable. Nico's like also trying to hold his hand throughout this interview, and he's uncomfortable with that situation happening. And so we're not quite clear like what the relationship is going on there. And there's a little some animosity between him and the Times reporter. Yep.
Entrepreneur
Entrepreneur.
instead of performer.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyways,
Entrepreneur.
so the
Ooh.
reporter's trying to insinuate April Fitzgibbons or whatever, Fitzgerald is trying to insinuate a couple of things towards Cole, right? Commodifying love, I think is what Cole markets, like what versatile is. His big line that I highlighted, it's like intimacy. Do you know how many people lack intimacy, especially queer folks? Take men who spend an exorbitant amount of time on hookup apps where you're the next best thing until the next best thing, trying to make a connection, but it's never satiable. For some, a quick anonymous encounter works. Others want something more meaningful. Versatile is about meaningful connections using real intimacy without complications to fulfill sexual desire.
What does that
Yeah.
even mean?
Well, because I think Cole's whole shtick is that, I mean, sex is a big part of relationships, right? Or
Yeah. But he's
being
not building relationships, is he? It's
no, that's the whole
just sex.
point.
I don't get it.
You take the feelings out. You just bang.
Well,
It's
for
basically
some
like
people they
humans,
can't.
yeah, that are
Like,
in their 20s,
yeah, but some people who are Demi need that
Yeah.
emotional connection. I didn't get it. Like, no, I didn't get it. I need the emotional
Yeah.
connection. I need that to vibe. Like, there's just I didn't it was hard for me to connect with his whole shtick here.
Downtown. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see that. But April, this author has discovered something about Cole, which is
His true name. He is
hmm, hmm,
Vivian Dubois de Plantel.
my God, is that a mouthful?
Blech.
Yep. Blech.
Mhm.
So Cole's family is actually these quadrillionaires or something like that,
Yeah,
originally from France.
these French bazillionaires.
Yeah.
And
And they have some sort of corporation.
he was meant to take over daddy's job. Oh, he's also like, I feel like I need to point out, he's not the firstborn. He's just the boy.
Hmm.
And his dad wanted him to plan for him to inherit everything, not his
Yep.
older sister. Also hated
Hmm.
that, but
Oh,
whatever.
Mallory's a badass bitch.
Mallory is amazing.
I love her. So
That's his sister, by the way.
And so Cole did not want to do that. So he said, "Fuck you, dad. Fuck your money. I'm going to
Be
go
an
off on my own."
entrepreneur and make my own porn.
Uh-huh.
He's also a porn
Yeah.
star.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. He's also up there with Nico, followed and all that other stuff, which I think is interesting that he is the owner creator of this, but he's also
On
on
it.
it as well.
I love that.
So
Actually,
cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I hate how companies like that are run by people that don't even use their product
Mm.
or participate. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. But and so why is that a problem, Holly, that the reporter knows?
because he has changed his name. His family has, except for his sister Mallory, has no idea what he is doing. They just think he's out in LA doing his thing. They have no idea that he has created his own company, and let alone it has to do with sex work and commodifying love.
Mm-hmm. Dun dun dun. You also start learning a little bit about Cole and his relationship with Nico.
But do you? No. I feel like at the party, like Nico's like being a little bit clean. I feel like I don't know their relationship until way into the book. Because in this chapter, Nico tries to propose to him and he shuts him down. After the interview, we're then thrown into a party for Versatile. And Nico gets down on a knee to propose to him. But still, you're getting these vibes that Nico's trying to hold his hand. It all feels like it felt like show to me. That Nico was just putting on a show for the reporter and then also at the party. And it didn't feel like they really had a relationship to me. Obviously, we weren't given a background. And so this whole thing just felt like a show, right? Or
Yeah, no, on so what I connected, he kind of really briefly talks about how Cole and Nico met, right? And so they met while they were in college during the summer between their freshman and sophomore year
But did
at
he say it was
NYU.
Nico?
Hmm.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. I think I missed that. It was Nico. I thought I was meant to infer that it was Nico, that he just met some random person.
Yeah, because Nico was the one that he stepped back, sensing my inertia. He said, kissing you is like falling in love. He sighed and looked up to the sky and he walked away. Maybe he didn't say Nico. Maybe I just thought it was Nico. Anyways, that's there. They had a relationship sort of that Nico was really involved with Cole and Cole was not,
Yeah,
right?
right. Nico thought they were
But
destined to, I mean, later in the book, we find that Nico thought they were destined to be together. And Cole was, this is just a good time.
I think you're right, Holly. I think I've said that 3 times today. Maybe I need more coffee. I just connected that it was Nico in that scene. I don't think it's ever said that it was Nico. I
I
just was
don't think
like,
it
oh,
was
that's
ever
him.
said it was Nico. I thought
You're
this was going to
right.
come back later. I should have probably connected it that it was Nico, but to me, I was given no real background for this relationship with Nico. And then
Yeah.
this.
I can see the confusion. I can see it, but yeah. Okay, interesting. So sorry. Anyways, yeah, this whole thing with Nico and his
Yeah, yeah. So Nico proposes and he just is like, oh, okay, goodbye. And he pieces out of this party, like picks Nico up and pushes them in a room. I don't know what happens. Anyways, but he ends up leaving this party to get away from this whole scene because a reporter is also at this party and has seen Nico get down on one knee and
hmm
Cole not really answer.
hmm
So Cole runs away and runs to the American Trashy bar and runs into Teddy.
hmm Sorry. The only next thing I remember, so they like talk in this bar and they hit it off, but is he discovers like what Cole is wearing. Like they go to the steps of the Met, I think. Is this the
Yeah,
scene, the
so
next
like
scene?
yeah, so they leave the bar together. Kit's like pushing them together. She's telling him you need to go sleep with somebody and just go get your rocks off, whatever. And walks Cole, and they're immediately instantly attracted to one another. And
Mhm.
Cole pretends like he's not from New York and knows the city really well just to have Teddy take him out on a date. And they end up at the Met and they're I don't know what happens is they kiss or he just feels them up his chest and he is wearing a harness under his shirt.
A little kinky.
Hey.
By the way, I think
Hmm.
I read a different book because now I just read another chapter. You know how I was going on about Richard Madden and how I
Uh-huh.
thought Cole looked like him. Richard Madden is mentioned in this book to describe Teddy, just a ginger
Mm,
version.
no. No. Just no.
I know.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, sorry. Just wanted to backpedal there for just 2 seconds because I said that totally wrong earlier. That the mention of Richard Madden was to be of Teddy in the book, not. But I paired it in my mind as Cole.
I mean, he's more of a Cole to me. There's no way Teddy looks like that. No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No. No.
So then they go back to the Mark Hotel, correct?
Oh, well, first
Oh,
he puts on the harness. Cole takes it off and
yeah,
Teddy
that's
puts it
right.
on. And Teddy realizes, damn, this is a nice custom made harness.
This is a first for me. So I liked it. I mean, it just
Yeah.
was something I've never read before.
Yeah.
I guess usually maybe something it's like a not a kink, but like a little trying to get you ready for some sexiness because it's a sexy thing, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
I wasn't sure if
or
it was like a
maybe
sub or dom thing.
okay, this is a stretch because now I'm thinking about Pretty Woman. Do you remember Julia Roberts' dress that has the little circle and the white top with the blue bottom that's connected?
Oh, yeah.
Do you do you think it's like a nod to because the harness has like a
Yeah.
right?
Do you think it's a nod to the dress? Maybe.
I don't know.
She's
I'll
wearing
go with
like
that.
leather boots and stuff. Maybe. Okay. I could see it.
Okay, so they walk. I like the doorman, the very judgmental doorman at the mark.
I did too.
Oh, and Teddy doesn't know who Cole is. So
He
Cole
has no
is,
idea.
yeah, like a minor celebrity, if you will, right?
Yeah, basically, if you watch gay man porn, then you know who Cole is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this book.
Right. But Teddy
And
has no clue.
no,
So so Cole has to tell him that there's something that you need to know about me first. And Teddy immediately thinks he's a murderer.
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
it's just like,
same, same.
and they go to this hotel. They have sex, right?
Yeah, they have sex. And there's just some weird phrasing in these scenes
They
too.
don't have sex. Well,
No, they blow each other.
in handies,
Yeah, there's no
but
penetration.
penetration.
It's still sex though, LA.
You're the same person. It is still sex, yes, but not penetration.
Right.
Because they have a very intimate time together. They have conversations and then it's like touch and feel and all that stuff, which is so different from usual romances that I read. It's either, I mean, it
Yeah.
is still the same,
And
like
then
you do like an
and then
oral
also
or
like Cole goes and takes a shower before they even get intimate. Like he leaves him alone in the apartment, which I also found a little odd,
it
right?
is
You're
odd.
leaving this
Yeah.
stranger alone in your apartment while you go do a vulnerable thing like go shower naked. I mean, you're about to get naked together, but
It's
you
a
don't know this
hotel.
stranger. Yeah, I don't know. Odd. And then Teddy takes that opportunity to look up everything Cole Vivian and
Hmm.
watching some of his porn or his entrepreneurship. And then there's just some odd phrasing in here where he talks about, well, maybe it's before this, about like he smiles so big I want to dance on the balls of his cheeks. What is
I don't know.
That's
What?
just so weird.
Yeah, that's different, isn't it?
Yeah. And then Teddy has so many plant references that it kills me.
I love it. I loved it's so cheesy. There's so much cheese.
So cheesy.
Love it. It was great. It was great. Okay.
And also, we learn here that Cole does not kiss on the lips.
Hmm.
Stupid.
I've heard
Stupid.
that before, though. I've heard that before. I watch like interviews with people that are in sex work, and that's a big deal for sex workers sometimes is to not kiss on the mouth. It's too intimate.
Yeah, but I don't think that's why. It was never really told why he doesn't kiss on the lips. I was led to believe he doesn't kiss on the lips because Nico said kissing you is like falling in love.
Hmm.
And Cole took that super personally.
Like if you kiss me, you're gonna fall in love, and that's a problem because I can't do that back. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
was like, for that reason, I hate this. This is stupid.
It is a little douchey. But I think what's interesting is I get it for your job. If you want to go and perform in some sort of content or porn or whatever and not kiss the person while you're having sex with them. But in your personal life, interesting because you don't have that same intimacy that you do at work versus it's like you know what I mean? He was very good. Cole was very good at not graying the lines in between personal and work and
He
sex
had
and
no
that whole
personal.
message.
Yeah. Red
Exactly.
flag.
Yeah.
Red flag. Red flag. Huge red flag. Later, Cole.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What are you
But
saying, Kit? Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying. Don't date him. He's like Murray. Goodbye. Later days.
you were totally on Kit's side. Oh, I wanted her to shut up. I was like, no, you don't know Cole.
You didn't either. Nobody knew Cole.
No.
Cole doesn't know Cole.
Too
Stupid.
much. Yeah, I know. Poor Cole is just judged too much, my friend. Okay, so Jason walks into the apartment, starts talking to Cole about business stuff, and then that's when you hear that Cole is trying to get the Alessandro, which is like a fashion designer, to partner with Versatile to kick it up a notch, right? Is that right?
Yeah, because Cole wants to be a fashion designer as well. He went to school for fashion design
Yeah.
and he wants to branch out in this direction.
So they talk about that meeting, and Jason's a dick. I didn't like Jason from the jump.
No, Jason's
He's
obviously trying to like wheedle into different situations into the company, trying to control Cole. Like you get that vibe immediately, I feel.
same. Yeah. And Cole is making him CFO or something of Versatile. They've been friends for forever,
Hmm.
but he's a little seedy. Don't really like
Yeah.
him.
No.
But Teddy and him, their first interaction, because obviously, well, I don't know if they meet here, but Jason and Teddy meet each other eventually, and it's not like a bad interaction, right?
No.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? But Cole, because of this Andro meeting that's coming up, as well as his sister getting married, like within the next week, right?
Yes, like a week, 7 days.
He needs a fake boyfriend.
Yep.
So he's like, oh, this is perfect. Teddy's here, and so offers Teddy a deal. What does he offer him?
He offers him, is it a grand a day to be his fake boyfriend and to come to all of the events, which really is just two events. It's meeting with Alessandro and his sister's wedding, but he will get a grand every day. And Teddy thinks he shouldn't do it, but ends up doing it. He
Oh,
first, before he even asks Teddy, he basically there's that thing with Jason too, where Jason's like telling him the plan for Alessandro, and he's just like, you should take me to be your fake boyfriend, or I should be there present at this meeting. Cole doesn't say anything, and he reads Cole's mind and says, you cannot bring your one night stand to this meeting. What the frick is happening? So weird that he's
mhm.
already predicted that that's what Cole's going to do. I thought that was a little weird.
This whole thing, Jason is just, ugh, ugh, ugh. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Teddy calls Kit and they FaceTime and Kit says he's hiring you, paying you to fuck him. You're a hooker now. Cole sets up a personal shopper for Teddy to go
Yeah.
and
I mean,
get a wardrobe.
yeah, because he lays down what he needs him to do. And he's saying that his sister's getting married on Memorial Day. And they're like, oh, the straights always co opt national holidays for their weddings. And I just laughed out loud because my wedding was on Memorial weekend. Whoopsie dipsy.
That's amazing.
And then he like makes a joke that here's the title of the book, I'm your boyfriend subscription. You're subscribing to me. So he sends him off to the personal shopper at Saks, and he just sends him there. He doesn't give him any like directions or who to meet with,
Then his
not
Bentley.
knowing, and
Hmm.
yeah, and not knowing what to do. And
And
then
lo and behold,
he runs into Murray. Oh, so awful. But before he runs into Murray, is it cut? Is this scene like cut? This scene's
so
so choppy.
it flips back and forth because it ends on a Teddy talk where he like all of a sudden he hears Teddy Bear and he turns around and he sees Murray, but then it cuts
Yeah,
to Cole who's at the apartment and Nico comes in while Cole is at the apartment because Nico
yeah,
needs to talk to him about his proposal and them and
yeah.
whatever. And then Cole gets a text saying, when will we be expecting your guest? And Cole's like, he should already be there. Like,
And also, they haven't exchanged phone numbers at all.
yeah.
Nothing of that sort. Just the
Yeah.
basics.
Hmm. And then Murray, this was so crazy. This whole interaction with
Oh, it was
Teddy and
so
Murray.
uncomfortable and so sad.
Hmm. Because you find out, like, so Murray is dating this guy, Ian, and I guess he's also a doctor
N-
because Murray's a doctor.
Yeah, but not just dating him, they're engaged.
Engaged.
And they had been dating
Yeah.
while he was married to Teddy. So awful. And Ian is just flaunting their relationship in front of Teddy. And not just their relationship, but when they got together. So
Yeah.
terrible.
It's awful. But
So
guess who swoops in, girl?
it's Cole. And
And
who recognizes Cole?
Ian, the new Beyonce,
Ian! You dirty
he's,
birdie.
he's like, I know who you are.
And then I also love at the end of this conversation, Murray also clues in to who Cole is.
Yeah.
Love it.
So they know exactly what kind of dick he's getting. So yay for Teddy. So they go shopping and they do get some Alessandro pieces as well. So even though this was a cute, great moment, Teddy just has a full blown freak out because he hasn't seen his ex in a while, and that was just a really heavy interaction. And he kind of attacks Cole, which is displaced emotion, if you will.
Yeah.
And poor Cole, but then Cole does a really shitty thing. So they get into kind of this fight, if you will. And then Cole just throws a couple $1,000s off his money clip or something like that and sends it to him and says, "You can see yourself out."
Yeah.
Yuck.
Gross. And it's also just been a couple of hours of them being together and deciding to do this. And all already Cole's sending like trashy vibes.
Hmm. Yeah, it was just kind of like it's his flaws, I think, that are on full display during this fight, as well as Teddy for not, I'm trying to like remember what the fight was about. So I think Teddy just doesn't get the attention in that relationship because he was married to a doctor who is working all the time. But yet, when Murray wasn't working, he just wasn't giving Teddy any attention because he was completely disinterested in him. And he's viewing Cole as somebody who is highly successful in his own right and just kind of comparing the two. And that's not really valid.
Yeah, well, and then throughout their whole hours long relationship, he has already said multiple times comparing them about how he touches Teddy in a way that Murray never touched him and listening to him in a way that Murray never listened to him. And it just sounded like somebody who is so mentally abused and traumatized, finding attention from somebody else and seeing that as love. So that was really hard to I don't come to terms with in their loving and what am I trying to say? That was hard to come to terms with them finding love together. Because it felt like Teddy was just jumping into bed with somebody who he felt was being nice and kind and listening to him for the first time.
Interesting. I didn't take it that way. I can see it now that you're with your perspective.
And that
I
is
just
what
viewed
I
it.
think Kit was also making a point of as well,
Oh,
along with the fact that Cole has a lot of money and so did Murray and Cole, and they both kind of fronted a lot of Teddy's ventures, right?
mhm. I just viewed it as it was the character flaws in between the two, right? You
Yeah.
had Cole's issues and you had Teddy's issues.
Mm-hmm.
And even with two people that had their own kind of relationship quirks or issues or something, they could overcome them together or individually, right? But
Yeah.
not one is helping out the other in that sense. Just that you've had bad relationships and bad people and you've had a bad past and you can still grow from that and do find your person. It just made it more of a level playing field that like Teddy isn't this 100% golden retriever that has no dimension to him. He is an insecure person, but also he's secure in certain aspects. I think he was just diminished because of his relationship. And I think that Cole gave him that little bit of of, well, like Teddy was like, why would a guy like you ever go after someone like me? Like that whole shtick, but
Yeah.
it's more than just the physical. That's how I took it. Anyways, they have a
Yep.
fight.
Yeah.
Teddy leaves his phone in the apartment and
Uh-huh.
then he has to run back to grab it really fast, but bumps into Cole.
Cole, who is on
Um,
his way running to get Teddy.
mhm. Such a moment.
Such a moment. Okay, whatever. It's fine. And so they decide to give this thing one last shot.
So they go and meet I think it's the
Yeah, they go to
fashion
meet
designer next, right?
Alessandro and his boyfriend. Teddy, unbeknownst to him, is dressed in an Alessandro outfit, which at the beginning of this, he mentions that he bought only clothes that he felt comfortable in. And then later in this chapter, he's talking to Alessandro and mentions how he feels uncomfortable in these clothes. And I was like, but you just said that you felt comfortable in them and now you don't when you're talking to the designer. I mean, I understand the point he was trying to make, but you needed to make it a point ahead of time that he wasn't completely comfortable in these clothes. Does that make sense?
Mm. Hmm.
Because he makes it a point to Alessandro that like his clothes are not made for the common man. They're made for models. And Cole is just shaking in his boots. Can't believe that he brought Teddy because here Teddy is spouting this stuff, and Cole just really wants to work with Alessandro, and he feels like this whole conversation is going down in the dumps. And Alessandro loves what Teddy is saying because he is everyday man, salt of the earth, you know? And because of Teddy, now Cole has a contract in the works with Alessandro. Yay! End of scene.
And they're happy. They go back to the apartment and they have lots of sexy time.
Lots of sexy time. Oh, but this sex scene. See, I was conflicted with this sex scene
Tell
because
me everything.
I didn't really like it because I didn't think Cole liked it.
Why? What? Why?
Because Cole is acting. Teddy makes him fuck him like a porn star.
Uh,
You know? And that made me feel yucky, right? Because I mean, to
mm,
Teddy, he's trying to like, this is what Cole likes, this is what he does. And Cole just wants to fuck him like he loves him, right?
mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a touching, loving moment, and then Teddy flips it on his head. Is it good
Yeah.
sex? Yes, it's good sex,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not really what Cole wants. He's putting on a mask. He's fucking him how Teddy wants to be fucked. I don't see the
Teddy Teddy turns around and gives Cole what he needs, which is the intimacy without like kissing.
yeah, because I
But
think he
it
realizes at the end, right?
but I think that's a really interesting concept too, because you have two people who emotionally are connected
Mm-hmm.
and physically there's a disconnect because
Yeah,
Teddy is, in my opinion, the ordinary person that enjoys sex and is, if you're good at it, he's going to take your tricks and fun in the bedroom and whatever. But
yeah,
Cole is just so used to that like that's not, I think that he wants to give it to Teddy because that's his like compassion towards Teddy. But then Teddy turns around and instead of going and fucking Cole, right? And using
yeah.
him like everybody else on the
Yeah, I
planet,
guess you're right
he
at the
cares
end
for
of the
him.
scene because he says, I want to
Yeah.
fuck you. But then he doesn't
Yeah.
because he notices. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I thought that was a very clear message in my head that, and you don't have to be a sex worker, but I think that there is different ways that you can show affection and your in love, right? On
Mm-hmm.
physical, emotional, mental levels. And I think that all of those were touched in this, which I thought was awesome. Because usually I'm in it for the sex. Get it in, come inside, make it the dirty talk. Yes, yes. Because usually you read a book with two partners that are both vying for that physical part of it. But in this, you have something different, which I like. So, anyways, coffee. So then they have sex. They go, this is the scene where I love how I just shouted coffee, where Teddy goes out and wants to do something nice and cute for Cole. So he runs and gets coffee. And lo and behold, he sees Jason and Nico having a very passionate conversation right outside the Mark Hotel.
He never brings it up. But you know what? I was thinking he never brings it up to Cole, but I don't think that there was ever really a good time for him to bring it up to Cole, for Cole
Yeah.
to accept that something shady was going on. Because
Yeah.
Jason had already planted his seed in Cole's head about Teddy being fishy, right? Like
Mhm.
something's wrong with Teddy. He's just trying to get money from you, whatever. So I don't think there was an appropriate time for him to bring up this information to Cole.
I agree with that. I don't think he knew who Nico was either. It took him a bit to figure out who that was, right?
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, this is just a little suspect. So they jump in the car and they head to the woods. This is how fast this freaking book is. I don't even know where to start with how all of this gets kind of
I
crazy.
know.
There's random people that show up in this town in New York, I guess. It's a small town, quaint little high-end
A
ritzy
bougie town.
place.
They get to that town and they have their rehearsal dinner. Teddy meets the family. Everybody loves Teddy.
Great.
Teddy is a huge hit. Teddy meets Mallory. It's a total hit. They love each other. It's fun. And then he meets Cole's mom and
Hmm.
they have a really fun, loving conversation. It's awesome. It's amazing. But then Teddy fucks up
Mm-hmm.
because Cole and Teddy agreed that Teddy moved to LA to be with Cole because Cole lives in LA. There's like some part of their conversation with Teddy and the mom about visiting LA or being in LA, and Teddy says, "Well, I've never visited the city." Wah, wah, wah.
Mm-hmm. And then
And the
it all just
mom
starts
immediately
unraveling.
sus. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And is this the dinner that Jason shows up drunk and then the
Yeah. So
dad
Jake gets
comes
like
in?
totally wasted. When does the Times article come out? It comes out on the wedding.
Wedding. Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
before, and they're like, so
Oh,
Cole
and
hasn't seen
Jason's,
his dad in years.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Jason's throwing shade at Teddy this whole time. So drunk. And there's bad blood between Mallory and Jason as well. Mallory hates Jason. She just sees him as just leeching off of Cole because they slept together once and he's constantly there.
Mm-hmm. And Cole changed his name, and Jason calls him Cole, like during this, like in
Yep.
front of his dad. And his dad's like, "Who the hell is Cole?" You're just sitting on pins and needles, like this, like unraveling
Bananas.
very, very, very
Nothing is
fast.
planned well because also on the drive to the wedding, he tells Teddy, by the way, my name is not Cole.
Yeah.
What the fuck? The basics. There's LA. There are rules,
Mhm.
there are standards to uphold. Nothing is talked about in
Yep.
this book.
Yep.
It drove me
Yep. Yep. Yep.
crazy. It drove me crazy. I hated it.
Love it. Mallory meets Kit and the girlfriends when they're downtown and asks them to the wedding.
Yeah, and he also lies about how he knows Kit as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? What's the point?
Mm-hmm.
You're lying about everything else. Why lie about this relationship? This is something you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to lie about. So stupid.
So how do
Because
you
this
do it?
last like quarter of the book was just like so bananas. Before the wedding, they're like admitting to each other like how much they really like each other. Are you feeling this? Do you feel how I feel about you? Saying that they love each other without saying they love each other. And then while Cole's asleep, he does say, I love you.
I love you.
And then the next day it goes all to shit.
Yep. Teddy's soft dick is still deep in my mouth long after he came. I swallow every drop of his load. Sorry. Anyways, so Cole drops off Teddy at the brunch spot center of Cold Springs to meet Kit, Naomi, and Tara.
Does he have some kind of heart to heart with Kit? I don't remember. But I think the whole point was that he sees Jason and Nico holding hands and they see him seeing them. And
Mhm.
Jason stalks over to confront Teddy. And then Kit pulls him the fuck out of there and they drive away. While
And
this
then
is
this is
happening, while this is happening, Cole is with Mal because they're like getting ready for the wedding. He's the man of honor for her, right?
in this conversation with Cole and Mal, they find out that it was Jason that told the reporter about Cole's real name. That's how they're getting ready for the wedding. And then Mal sits Cole down and is like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that this story is coming out. I'm trying to kill it, but I probably won't be able to." And I found out who gave the reporter your real name, which is Jason. And then it flips and he starts getting really sick because there's more that's unraveling, which is that Versatile or is showing that who have been rooting, like all of their fans, all of Cole and Nico's fans have been wanting to have a sex scene between the two, which they actually did record, but Cole never released it because it was too whatever. I still don't understand why he never did. I guess he didn't want to push a narrative of like love or whatever because that's just not him. But somebody has gone into the app and has said that Nico and Cole are soulmates or whatever. And he flipped to
Yeah.
Teddy, who's in the car with everybody driving to the wedding, and
Yep.
sees all this come through, that it's like Cole is soulmates, because it says the description: "Love blooms again for two old flames. Can't wait to see you again, my love. At the only Nico, watch until the end." And it's their scene that Cole never wanted to release, which is of Nico and Cole, I think, having sex, I guess,
Yeah. And
and
then,
kissing on the mouth,
ooh, yuck.
which Teddy is just like, I don't want to be anywhere. He's heartbroken about it. And he's just because he thought that he was falling for Cole and blah, 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 blah.
Because he reads the art. He ends up reading the article, right?
Mhm.
Kit sends him the article and snippets of it as well.
Yeah. Yep. And the article's in the book as well. They talk about it. And I thought it wasn't like too terrible, but it is
Yeah.
pretty damning. It definitely calls him out. And it talks about how I guess this is the reveal that 10 years ago Cole and Nico met when they were both at NYU. And so that's when you know that they have like history.
Yeah. And then they
Um,
serendipitously met again later in life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't find out through the article. You find, well, maybe you do, but Nico shows up at the Airbnb that Teddy and Cole are staying at, but Cole's not there because he's trying to find Jason. But Nico and Teddy have a heart to heart and they start talking about how Nico got roped into all of Jason's diabolical planning on. Because what does Jason want to do? He wants to take over the company and
He
push
wants to
push Cole
complete,
out.
yeah. Yeah. He has different ideas for Versatile. And he just wants to take it over and kind of make it into also a dating app as well, it sounded like. Yeah. And Jason had this whole plan of Nico going and proposing to Cole and very determined making Nico push that relationship. What was the reason for that again? It would be like the love, the that they found love. And so that would be the driving force of this dating app. And so Jason had set up this whole thing between Nico and Cole where he sent Nico love letters from Cole. And so Nico thought this whole time that Cole was professing his love and just not ever showing it. Oh, so sad.
Yeah, so Nico kind of got played, but also he's kind of an idiot. No offense.
Yeah, just kind of a big dummy, a big
Ugh.
sweet dummy.
Yikes, yikes. So
Yep, yep, yep.
Cole's world is crashing down. His best friend has betrayed him. His ex-lover is trying to propose to him. His current lover is not knowing how to feel at all, right?
Yeah,
And there's this article about him now, which is going to be released. So he's going to face his family, and
it
hopefully they
is
don't find
released.
out
It
about it.
is
Yeah, yeah,
released.
yeah, it is. But they haven't read it yet because it's the day of the
No.
wedding. So he's
Yeah.
just hopeful that it doesn't. So this Cole is stressed, and
Not
Teddy
having
is
a good
like,
time, Cole.
yeah. Teddy's like, I don't know what to do. Like he should just leave, but they go to the wedding, right?
Everybody, including Nico.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then the wedding goes on and it's the party afterwards. And Teddy bumps into his ex father in law, that Murray's father, who had sued him and who he freaking hates. And he's
Just
the
the
one that
worst.
spills the beans to
Yeah.
Cole's dad about the Times article.
Yep.
Yikes.
Uncomfortable.
Full circle, two worlds literally. And
Yeah.
then how Cole gets upset with Teddy. So Teddy's kind of upset with Cole, but doesn't really understand whatever. Is that he gets the video of Teddy saying that it wasn't like real between them. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. So he goes to dance with his sister for the first time, right? At the wedding.
And so what he says on the video was, I can't have feelings for Cole. This isn't like that. It's a business transaction, a
Yeah.
paycheck, fiction. It'll make a great book, that's for sure.
And that's what Mallory shows him. And Nico, not a fan of that. Nope.
So I'm like, there's only 20 pages left in the book, and the wedding has ended and all of that chaos, right?
So cuckoo banana pants. Yep.
Cole shoves the money at Teddy again, and he's like, I don't want your fucking money.
Well, I think Teddy is
Um,
confused because Cole's super mad. And
mhm.
Teddy thinks he's mad because of the whole interaction with Murray's dad.
Yeah.
And then he presses play on the video.
Yeah.
And Teddy like tries to talk to him and says that's not what it sounds like. And Cole just cuts him off and basically
And he walks away. So then Kit and Teddy start talking, and Kit says, are you ready to go home? And he says, there's nothing here for me. Cole, it goes switches back to Cole's perspective. He's waiting outside the castle, and Valerie kind of gives a piece of her mind and was just like, what are you thinking? What's going on with you? And they have a conversation.
and it's also more of that floof of you've never looked this way at somebody else and the way he looks at you, it's just love. Huh.
Mhm, mhm.
LA, I'm kind of sick of reading that.
Yeah, no, I am too. I'm still into it. But yeah, I can get where it can be. But he realizes in that conversation that he wasn't thinking clearly and let go of Teddy and thinks that he really fucked up and that he's gone and that he's destroyed everything. But he hasn't
He kind of
because
did.
he decides to win Teddy back. So in the very beginning of the book, Teddy has this art installation at the Met Gala that he really wants to see, and it's all about fucking plants. And Cole ends up getting like a letter to Teddy to say meet you where we met or whatever, which
Yeah.
or when we had our first kiss, which is on the Met steps, and then they go in
And he
and
gets
see
help from
this.
Kit to deliver the letter too, which I really liked. Kit gets
Yes.
roped in
Yeah.
because now
And
Kit's
then
on
to
board.
me that's all what happened. Then they had a little forgiveness moment
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
mooch mooch kiss kiss end of scene.
Of story. A lot of it.
Yikes. Yeah, we kind of not to use a plant reference, but we got lost in the weeds on that one.
Oh my god. I just like don't even care. I don't even care. I just
Arr.
ugh.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I know. Sorry. It was, yeah. You know what, though? I think this is a testament to we spent probably me and you talking for 30 minutes for 75% of the book, which is the portion that you thought dragged. And then me and you spent over an hour talking about the last 50 pages of this book.
Yeah. Trying to piece that shit together.
Because it was a whirlwind. There was just too many twists and turns. It was just
So
it was
many.
really
It
chaotic.
just
Yeah.
went bananas. Yeah.
Which you liked.
I mean, because something was happening, LA. Nothing happened in the
It
beginning of the
was
book.
too much. It was too much. I felt like I was just getting jerked around.
Ugh.
But
See,
okay, big question. Would
uh-huh.
you read from this author again?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I hate saying that. And I know this is a debut novel, so hopefully his next piece will be even better. I wasn't into it. Just not my fave. Yeah.
I'm proud of you for venturing down this romance avenue, though. I think you did great.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was very
You're
brave.
welcome.
Very brave. Lots of D's in the room. Made it through.
Any last thoughts or words?
No. You?
No? Until next time.
Until
Love you.
next time. And goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for indulging me.